about roaches. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
And he said Negro children are like roaches. And he said Negro children are like roaches.
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
If they're allowed to integrate the schools, they will infest them and they will never be gotten out. Negro.
Who said that? Joe Biden said that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Wow.
Saw him. He said Negroes were animals and they turned the streets into jungles. And he and Senator Eastland had a plan where they could put all of these Negro animals in zoos. Now, we talk about the 94 crime bill. That wasn't shit. The 91 was bad. The
91
87 was really bad. The 81 was the one where one rock got you 5 years, which due to some other stuff Biden and Stennis and Eastland did. It wasn't 5 years with parole. They abolished federal parole. So you get 5 years, you get 60 months, and you get released with all good and honor time at 56 months from federal custody. And then that was the 81 one, then there was the 79 and the 77. So let's give blame where blame is due. That bastard has been a racist dog, and he used to talk about he understood the Negro because he was raised in Delaware. And he said Delaware was a proud slave-owning state that basically copped out by not going with the South during the rebellion as it should have, because they were too close to DC to not be intimidated. So I listened to this racist dog. I kept up with him because I was practicing criminal law, and federal criminal trials became almost a lynch thing because of what is allowed.
Good afternoon, everyone. But I know 200 million shots in 100 days, in under 100 days, actually. The first 3 months of our vaccination program focused on targeting. And if you can go into a busy to buy your shampoo or toothpaste, you can stop and get vaccinated. Patty Young owns a hair salon in Springfield, Ohio. She's also dedicated to getting her customers and employees vaccinated, that when they leave the saloon, the receptionist, the salon, they may be going to a saloon, I don't know, but when they leave the salon, and you asked about what about abroad, helping abroad? I guess my 4th or 5th year as vice president, and Angelo Negri came up to me and goes, "Joey, baby!" And he grabbed my cheek, started squeezing. And I thought he was going to get shot. I'm serious. This is a bargain of bargains and bargains. It's economical and it's environmentally a lifesaver in this country. Amtrak routes and the way, and they're working on transit on trains, 1,200 employees from Charlotte, another. We're behind the curve, but folks, as I said the other night, Joey, what's the big deal? Thank you. We were at an elementary school order today to get educators and school staff vaccinated. Ambitious, talented students an awful lot of folks who, by the way, I have to admit, if I didn't have these positions, I'd be sleeping in a Lincoln bedroom rather than the president's bedroom. But it really, now, if I could hold a second here, my plan revitalizes and under 6 years of age. Your state, if you get 4 years out of here, or 2 years out of here, here's an example of that choice. Only the gains above people making $2 million a year, a couple. Folks, trickle-down economics anyway. I won't go into it. I get a little carried away with this. I'm here to report that where are we? We're also going to slip vaccines directly to pediatricians, ship them to pediatricians, and other creative ways to make it easier and more fun to get vaccinated. Visit vaccines.gov, vaccines.gov, or text your zip code to. That's why I'm asking people to continue to follow the CDC guidelines. Well, Mr. Mayor, Governor, thank you. Please sit down, everybody. Son, sit down. Sit down. He pounded his desk. And I went to see Russell Long. You got yourself a $38,000 deficit. I used to spend some time with Randy. He got hit a little bit, but not like you did, not like you have. I don't want to punish him. One of the things that getting 600 million doses of folks. There's head of the there you are. I couldn't find you, Mayor. You're a Republican. 6 lanes of interstate narrow into 4 lanes of a bridge. That's a recipe for disaster. We have failed. I know this is going to sound wonky, but it's real. We'll create up. We pass this jobs plan to create up to jobs. We've got in good supply here in Louisiana. From 2 years of 3 and 5 year olds, 3, 4, and 5 years old, we show that happens if they not go to daycare. I come from the corporate state of the world, Delaware. Made $40 billion. Not a joke. Not a joke. And by the way, that's a. Back home, folks.